This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. Sioux Falls police are looking for the person or people who opened fire on a West Side home, leaving one woman dead. Police have identified the victim as 27-year-old Tanisha Brewer. She was in a bedroom late Wednesday night and was shot in the torso. An autopsy found she died of her injuries. It was the second shooting at the home near Hayward Elementary in just a matter of days. Police were also called to the home late Saturday night. In that case, someone fired a gun at least 16 times. Following Wednesday's shooting, investigators searched the home and allegedly found drugs and guns inside, which led to the arrest of 44-year-old Michael Spath II. According to court documents, he has a history of drug and gun crimes and was believed to be dealing drugs from the home. At this point, no one has been arrested in connection with the two shootings. The recent shootings are in an area of town that police are becoming familiar with. Already this year, officers have responded to a dozen reports of gunshots within just a few blocks of the crime scene. Each of the guns on this map represent one of those emergency calls. Residents say they live in a good neighborhood, but are troubled that gun violence has struck so close to home.
When you can walk out on your porch and look over and see all those little yellow stickers on that house and know that, something this terrifying, has happened.
Gene and Tammy Franks say they'll likely add more security cameras around their home because of the shootings. They say everyone in their neighborhood watches out for one another. A new video released by the South Dakota Department of Health explains when physicians can legally perform abortions to save a pregnant woman's life in South Dakota. The guideline video is causing mixed reactions among South Dakota groups on either side of the abortion debate. Some think it will help navigate physicians in their careers, while others think it causes more confusion than it does answers.
I would suggest that doctors don't use it. I think it would be foolhardy for a doctor to use this video as a guide to navigating the waters of the abortion of our medical landscape after the abortion ban.
The life of the mother's always first and foremost. And I think most doctors and nurses know that already, but this is just to push out without a shadow of a doubt that women here in South Dakota are protected.
Hi, I'm
State Health Secretary Melissa Magstad narrates the 6-minute-long video. We reached out to the Department of Health for comment, but have not heard back. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Brian Karstens in the Storm Center. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. Weather today looking pretty quiet out there. It looks like sunshine. Temperatures, Sioux Falls area, we're going to be closer to 75 this afternoon. Folks in Aberdeen also mid-70s. Pierce 78. It's a little stronger southeast breeze at 10 to 20 and mid-80s in Rapid City. That's a quick look at the weather. We'll dive into the details of the forecast coming up.
Driven grass fire kept crews busy Friday in Pennington County. The fire scorched ranch land and posed a threat to the Rapid City Regional Airport for a time. Crews were able to control the fire at 68 acres. No one was hurt. Everyone living in or visiting the area is urged to use extra caution during these dry conditions. A Jeep that was once on the front lines of D-Day in World War II is finding a new home in southwest Minnesota. The 1942 Jeep Willie was discovered in a farmer's barn near Omaha Beach in Normandy, France, and has been there since 1953. After being fully restored in France, the Jeep was transported to New York by boat, then brought to its final destination in Laverne after being donated by photographer Jim Brandenburg. Today's Operation Homecoming is a celebration of the arrival of the Jeep to Laverne. Activities include a military vehicle parade at 11:30 on Laverne's Main Street, a command readiness inspection at the Rock County Courthouse at 12:30, and a world premiere video about the Jeep at the Palace Theater at 3 o'clock. All events are free to attend. The American Revolution Experience is an interactive multimedia exhibit about the U.S. War for Independence. It's taking place at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance Museum from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday's hours are 11 to 7. Admission is free. More than 260 artists, crafters, and vendors are featured during the Sidewalk Arts Festival in downtown Sioux Falls. The free festival runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the streets surrounding the Washington Pavilion. There will be appearances by Radley Rex at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Live musical performances in the Sculpture Garden include Brady Reed at 11 o'clock, Carrie Hofer and Bill Gibson at noon, Janice Gilbert at 1 p.m., and Jordan Jacks at 2 o'clock. And SDSU Extension is hosting an insect festival at McCrory Gardens in Brookings. The festival goes from 1 to 4 p.m. and includes garden tours, an insect costume parade, edible insects, and crafts. Brian?
All right, the weather looks good for that. And anything else going on outdoors? We've got temperatures here at midday, low 70s in Brookings and in Huron. It looks like 73 degrees there in winter. We'll top out in the 70s for most of us East River today. Few 80s in the west, and I do expect that those 80s will likely get, probably more intense as we get into the forecast. In fact, we're looking at 90s possible tomorrow in Phillip and Pine Ridge, and that's with a south wind. And then from there, it's going to continue to warm up. So that appears to be the main trend here across the region. You can see that showing up on the hourlies tomorrow afternoon with 80s in Sioux Falls, or at least near 80, and Rapid City not far from 90. And I think that's where we're going next. We've got high pressure in the upper atmosphere that's keeping the storm track very quiet for us, a dissension of air coming out of the Rockies, and it just kind of ends up being a pretty warm forecast for us. I do expect here into the weekend, or at least late in the week, there is a trough developing in the Pacific Northwest. As early as Thursday or Friday, there will be a chance of some rain in the Black Hills as a result of that. Again, details will continue to kind of hone in on that as we get closer, but at least it's still throwing out some showers and thunderstorms here in the Sioux Falls area by about Saturday. It was showing that yesterday, so I think right now that's kind of the going trend there, as we'll see if we can at least catch some rain there. And by the way, the forecast there at the end of the 7 or 8 day cycle is showing more troughing in the Pacific Northwest. So if that happens, that also would probably be a little more conducive for a chance of rain. We'll just wait and see how that all unfolds, because a lot of that's going to be quite a ways down the road yet. We got a lot of warm, dry weather to go here in the next few days. 77 our high today, Chamberlain, 77 degrees in Mitchell. Your forecast today, mid-80s there in Rapid City. Sneak peek at the forecast into next week. Monday, look at those 90s, west and central, couple of 100s, can't be ruled out. Sioux Falls will be in the mid to upper 80s on Monday with a stronger south breeze. And I think on Tuesday as well, we'll continue with those 80s east and 90-degree weather to the west. And that's kind of where it's going to hold here. The middle part of next week, Sioux Falls will be in the upper 80s for several days. Overnight lows will likely be in the 60s. And so that's going to be the steady pattern. Aberdeen, not much different. Mid to upper 80s starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. Dry conditions, no rain yet in the forecast. Pierre, even hotter, maybe low to mid-90s by Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll kind of wait to see if by Thursday or Friday this pattern will start to break. Looks like a better shot at that in Rapid City and the Black Hills. And we'll introduce that chance of rain on day 7 with a high of about 84. And we sure could use that moisture there in the Black Hills. Check out more details. They're online at kettleland.com.